Hey, hey, hey. Time for the Out of This World story from rSpace. Ever notice how a single Instagram post can ruin years of your life faster than any argument ever could? 1 minute you're scrolling through your feed thinking about nothing more complicated than avocado toast, and the next, bam, you see your girlfriend in the background of a corporate TikTok locked in a passionate smooch with some guy you've never met. Today on rSpace, nothing says new year, new me like discovering your long-term partner has been giving out New Year's kisses like party favors. Video showed my girlfriend kissing a coworker on New Year's Day. I dumped her and then made sure everyone she knew saw it. I, 28 male, have been dating Cassie, 27 female, for 3 years. We've been through a lot together. She was there for me when I went through a cancer scare, good prognosis, and I'm better now. I was there for her when she lost someone extremely close to her. We've both been through a lot, and we've stuck together through the very worst. It's not my fault if I truly believe that we were two people who were genuinely in love with one another, because that is what I thought. Sadly, I found out that the woman I thought was the love of my life, and who I thought I was eventually going to propose to, is a woman who has cheated on me. Some people might try to argue on her behalf, probably women who have cheated before, and say that what she did doesn't classify as cheating, but I obviously am not part of that school of thought. Cheating isn't always lying down for some guy to climb on top of you. Cassie works at one of those companies that overdoes its social media presence. They're trying not to get stuck behind in the past, so they do TikTok trends and do all sorts of events for their staff so they can take pictures and have everything posted online. Whether that's generally a good or bad thing, I don't know, but for me, it was mostly a good thing because it's the reason why I was able to find out the truth regarding what was going on with Cassie. The real stuff happened on New Year's, but I only found out a couple of days ago. Her company chose to have a New Year's Eve party for those people who wouldn't have a place to go to celebrate. It kind of makes sense in the context of her company because they have a lot of immigrants working there, and that means a lot of people who don't have families to celebrate with nearby. When she initially told me, I mentioned that it was a fantastic idea. She asked if I wanted to go, but I felt like we could spend the day together. We had a big fight over that. She was fixated on going for that party for some reason, while I wanted to spend it with her. She said she wanted to spend it with me too, which is why she wanted me to come along. But I was the one who was being stubborn by acting like it meant more if we spent it together, but alone. I don't know anyone at her workplace, so I hope I'm not the only one who thinks it isn't crazy that I didn't want to spend the day in a place full of so many unknowns. She never got my point, and in the end, we just decided to do what we wanted. Since she wasn't going to be around, I just chose to hang out with one of my friends. After Cassie and I got back home, there was obviously a lot of awkwardness since we hadn't exactly resolved our fight. Maybe there was awkwardness from her for other reasons, but at that time, obviously, I don't think that there could be anything else to it. It took a few days, but eventually we were back to normal. It took a few sincere conversations, but we both understood that other's point of view, made up, and went back to acting like a normal couple, which I was thankful for. Now, the actual problem? That started with her company's social media page posted a video of the event that they had. I was just watching it passively, though I was hoping to see Cassie in it. I didn't think that she did anything. I just wanted to see if I could spot her and see how much fun she was having that day, if any. She wasn't in the foreground at any point, but I saw the colorful sweater that she wore in the background of the clip that they used for the countdown. I genuinely thought that I was looking at the wrong person, so I had to really focus on the video to make sure that it wasn't a mistake. But alas, in the video, in the background, and very out of focus, I could see the front of Cassie's face pressed up against the front of some guy's face. Her hands were holding the side of his face. Even though the clip only lasted about 2 seconds before they cut to something else, it was clearly her. I considered every possible way of getting the original video, but I knew that that wasn't going to happen if I couldn't hack the person's phone and get it. Even if I could find out who the social media manager is, they would never hand over that kind of footage to me. I knew that was all I had to go by, and I had to make absolutely sure it was her. I went to our closet and picked out the same sweater. Comparing it to the video, it was so clear that it was my girlfriend who was kissing someone at the party. The way she had her hands on his face showed me that she was a very willing participant in the entire thing. I wondered whether she kissed that guy because I wasn't there, either out of loneliness or spite, or whether he was the most of the reason why she wanted to go for the party so badly. It's not something that I can find out until I confront her, and I clearly haven't done that yet. I've saved the video to my phone and to one of my cloud drives. I wonder if she's going to realize that she's in the background of that video kissing someone. If she does realize that, she's going to do her best to not get me to watch it. If she's on good terms with the social media manager, she might even appeal for it to be deleted or something, but I think that one is unlikely. I've been asking myself so many questions, but I think the biggest concern is how I'm going to bring this up with her. It's not going to be fun for me because I hate confrontations, but I have them anyway because they're very important a lot of the time. I won't have any choice but to bring this up, and that's not the problem. I don't need the courage to do that. I just need to figure out when. Maybe as soon as possible is the best, or maybe I need to think it through and formulate a plan. We're not married, so I'm not planning around losing 50% of my stuff, so maybe the process won't be that complicated. As much as I'm trying to be as logical as possible, it hurts. It hurts pretty bad to realize that your relationship might fall apart because of something like this. A kiss. That's not the kind of thing that's worth losing your relationship over. She thought she was in a private place, but instead, she was immortalized. And now I have to be the one to end things. I hate that I'm in this position, but I know that I can't run from it. I need to do what has to be done. Edit. I'm almost 100% sure that Cassie has seen herself in the video. The reason I'm saying this is because she started acting quite weird, especially when I'm using my phone. She comes up to me to cuddle me, and while it would normally be cute, I've noticed the pattern. It always happens when I'm using my phone, and she can't see what I'm doing. When I go to Instagram, where they posted the video, I can see her body tense up, especially when I'm watching videos or scrolling down the feed. It makes me angry that she isn't even choosing to come clean or explain herself. She just wants to bury all of this, and I know that's not realistic at this point. She really wishes that she had been able to kiss that guy and cheat on me, and then get away with it. But life isn't always fortunate for cheaters. By the way, if I see one person who tries to claim that kissing someone isn't worth breaking up, I'll lose my mind. I can't believe there are so many people who are pro-cheating in an area of the internet literally dedicated to some of the people who hate cheating the most. Update 1. Let me cut straight to the chase regarding the situation with Cassie. I did have to sit with my thoughts for a day or two, but after that, I went straight to confronting her about the situation. There's very little that I needed to sort out before the confrontation, which is the biggest reason that I'm happy this is all happening before we ever get married. It makes life so much easier for me. I went up to Cassie and I told her that I had to talk to her about the New Year's Day situation. I was certain that she knew exactly what I wanted to mention that moment I said that, because her face changed right away, and she looked very cautious. I saw something that was very concerning in the New Year's Day video that your company posted in Instagram. I don't think I owed her some kind of preamble. I just wanted to get to the truth and figure out if I was with someone who was worth my time or not. Again, I knew she knew exactly what I was talking about, so it was rather annoying for her to ask, "What was it that you saw?" As if she hadn't seen the video herself. I had no proof that she had, but I knew that she did. Instagram is her favorite social media app. She likes pretty much every single post that her company makes. I knew that she'd either claim that she hadn't watched the video or she hadn't seen anything of concern in the video. In the video, there's a part where I can see you in the background and you're kissing a man. She acted surprised, but before she could keep up the act, I let her know that it would be appreciated if she didn't act like it was news to her, because that wouldn't achieve anything. I would show her the video, she would have no way to argue her way out of it, and we'd still be back at the point where I was confronting her. She had thought about that for a few seconds and realized that there was actually no sense in her trying to deny it. She decided to go for the classic, "It's not what it looks like though, I swear," which I found to be hilarious. I really wanted to know what her explanation for a man kissing her would be, so I told her to explain it because I was interested in hearing. She told me that emotions had been high because it was New Year's, and she felt lonely because I hadn't come with her. She didn't set out to kiss anyone, even as she had gotten there alone. She had told her coworker, who was the other person in the video, about how I had decided to stay home, and she mentioned to him that she was sad because of that. He cheered her up, and he stuck around her for the night, so she felt less lonely. Before she got into the next part, she made it clear that she knew she wasn't in the right, but I needed to understand exactly how things had happened. They had been talking about sharing New Year's with people, and during that, she mentioned New Year's kisses. The other guy said that he had never shared a New Year's kiss with anyone. She knew it wasn't right, but she had a little to drink. She felt bad for him, and she was lonely. When the countdown started, it felt like so much pressure, and before she knew it, she grabbed him and just made it happen. "There was no love and emotion behind it. There was nothing deeper to it. It was just a kiss. I know that sounds bad, but it's true. I don't feel anything for him, and it was honestly just platonic. I really hope that you believe me when I say that." The thing is, I kind of understood the picture she was trying to paint. Whether it was worth believing or not is a whole other conversation. But even if I chose to believe what she said, it didn't change the fact that she had utterly disrespected me by doing that. It's now on the same level as you saying you gave your friend a platonic handy because he hasn't ever gotten one in his life. It's not life or death. She didn't have to choose to be his savior, especially as a married woman. She could have left that to any of her unmarried coworkers or one of her friends or something. It never had to be her. The only reason she even did it was because she didn't think she'd get caught. It's more reason why I think that excuse is utter BS. I told her as much. I made it clear that whether I believed her or not, she had chosen to disrespect me in an unforgivable way by kissing someone else. She knew that she would be infuriated if I had chosen to do the same thing and painted it as some kind of altruistic act. She kept trying to state her case, but I made it super clear that there really wasn't going to be a way for her to wiggle out of it. It was one of the milder ways someone could cheat on me, but it was still cheating at the end of the day. To me, it was just the tip of the iceberg, and it showed me that things could get a lot worse. I didn't want to wait for her to go the full distance in cheating on me before I realized that we couldn't work. When she realized that there seemed to be no fixing it, she began to cry. I felt bad for her, but quite honestly, I wasn't going to let that soften me. I let her know that it would be the best for her to leave the house, and to my surprise, she packed a few of her things and she left within 10 minutes, crying the entire time. Now I'm in this house by myself and I feel horrible, not because I kicked her out, but because I'm single again, in the worst possible way. I never thought I'd have to endure the pain of being cheated on. It hurts a lot more than I could have imagined, but at least it is over now. She'll come back to pick up her things, and then that should be it between the two of us. Update 2. This is a bit weird. I didn't think that I was going to have to make another update to this whole story, but it seems that with everything new that's happened, I can justify one more update. I mentioned in the last update, but Cassie left the house and then she came back around to pick up the rest of her stuff. She was very basic that day. She didn't interact with me beyond the bare minimum, and I was genuinely fine with that. The weird part was when she decided to show up at the place on some random day. She wasn't drunk or under the influence or anything. She said that she needed to talk to me, and she seemed to be in a slightly more aggressive mood. She told me that I had been an a-hole to her. She hadn't done anything that was truly wrong. She had spoken to her friends about the situation, and she had even asked ChatGPT about it. All of them said that it was the kind of thing that was morally wrong, but it wasn't a cardinal sin, and with two mature partners, it should have been possible to work past it. She claimed I hadn't even given us the attempt to fix the situation. My ego had been so hurt by the fact that she kissed another person that I forgot about everything that we had built up until that point, and I just threw it all away. The kiss was on the same level as her kissing her sister or one of her girlfriends. There was no romantic intention behind it all. It was friendly. She had told me it was friendly, but I didn't care. She was really mad. The funny thing, she really thought she had a point. She really thought that I was going to agree that I was truly in the wrong in that situation for choosing to get mad that my girlfriend had kissed another person on her own free will, regardless of the reason behind it. Again, I pointed out that she never would have given me the same amount of grace if the roles had been reversed, but with the characteristic way women argue, she claimed that she would have. She said that if I had come to tell her that all my friends and AI had backed me, she would have given me the benefit of the doubt and heard me out. I didn't bother saying anything else because it was clear she was pretty much delusional if she actually believed that. I told her that it was time for her to leave, and since that was a combination of me dismissing her and telling her that I didn't have time for her explanation, she flared up. She got really angry and told me that I was being a fool. If I only listened to her, I would see that what she was saying was making sense. But I chose to be a fool. It was really funny to me how passionate she had become. Choosing to suddenly die on the hill that kissing another man could be excused as a woman in a relationship was so odd. I know that you miss me, and that's fine, but this is the worst way I've ever seen someone try to get back together, was what I told her as she was leaving. Bad idea. I don't want to get back with you. You're ugly, your dick is tiny, and you're a sad excuse for a man. I came to give you a chance to see the truth, but you're too stupid for that. That hurt a little bit. Just a little. I knew it wasn't true, but harsh words suck regardless. That was the exact point I knew I needed to get back at her. That wasn't hard for me. I had a link to the video, but instead of just sending that, I sent the video that I had downloaded. That way, they'd never be able to take down the video or block it or anything. I wrote a concise message explaining that they'd be able to see my girlfriend kissing someone else in the background of the video. I even edited it to circle it where she showed up. I added a picture of her in that sweater to prove it was her. I was nice enough to even include her explanation for why she had kissed him. I sent all of her friends whose numbers I had. I sent it to all her family members. I posted it in public spaces where I could. My goal was to make sure as many people as possible saw the video, because with how her mood had gone sour and she had come to confront me, I was sure that a lot of people were going to hear a very bastardized version of the events, and I didn't want that. I'm so happy with how things turned out. My phone was blowing up with so many people asking for details or to know if I had been hacked or something. Of course, she reached out to me too And that was my favorite part. She was pissed. She just started throwing all of the insults in the book, but this time around, I don't think I cared a bit. I knew it was coming and I knew she'd be angry, so it only made me happy to see how angry she was. I told her that she shared the story with her friends in AI, and I was sharing the story with the world. They'd be able to judge us when the entire thing was out in the open. Of course, most of the opinions were in my favor, which was nice. Probably 10% saw her angle of the situation, and to no surprise, they were all women. She tried to flip the script and reply to the post to favor her better, but it really had no effect. She ended up blocking me, which made me happy. She hasn't unblocked me or tried to reach out to me since then. And I'm glad things ended the way they have. I don't want anything else to ever do with that woman. Never. She thought she could call it platonic. Platonic? Yeah, sure. Nothing romantic about pressing your face against some guy's face. That's cheating, plain and simple. She got caught because she was reckless and selfish. She chose a cheap thrill over the person who'd been there for her through real-life crises. And then she had the audacity to try to gaslight you afterward, pretending she did nothing wrong, acting like you're overreacting. She's crying, insulting you, calling you ugly, trying to flip the story. Meanwhile, you've literally caught her red-handed. She's the one who should be embarrassed. Not just for a kiss, but for thinking she could manipulate the situation, spin it, and come out looking like the victim. You ended things, and that's the smartest move you could have made. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Until next time.